I tracked everything I spent for a week and I learned two things. One, I am in fact out of money. And two, ignorance was bliss. Here's the situation. I'm out of money. Not in the dramatic overdraft kind of way, but in a I probably shouldn't keep pretending this is fine way. And when you reach that point, you either panic or you open a spreadsheet. I chose a spreadsheet. I quit my cushy corporate job to build something for myself, which is exciting. It is. Terrifying. Character building. And yes, I need to make money. The whole point of this. But I also realized something else. I seriously need to reevaluate how I spend it. Because the way I used to spend money, that version of me had a paycheck coming in every 2 weeks. This version does not. So the first challenge, though, was unlearning my old habits. Unsubscribing from companies, ignoring ads that pop up on my Instagram, convincing myself that I do not need another neutral colored item. And let me tell you, Instagram is not on my side. Every scroll is like, ooh, you like that? Oh, here's 5 more. Oh, and they're on sale. Ugh, rude. It was so good. Ads work for a reason. They really do. Every sale felt like a personal attack. My email, cluttered, 80% off, limited time, only a few left. Yeah, you get it. Yeah, you've seen it. But the worst part, the ads know me. They know what I've shopped for. They know what I've hovered over and what I almost bought at 2 a.m. And somewhere in all of this, I realized something shocking, but not so shocking. I really enjoy shopping. I say shocking because I didn't think I enjoyed shopping that much, but some people would say otherwise. Anyways, I guess I enjoy it a lot. But I didn't even know I was that kind of girl. And to be fair, at one point I wasn't. I used to enjoy making my clothes, designing them, creating collections. I was doing fashion shows, seasonal lines. And then I realized that was literally 10 years ago in 2016, which explains a lot. So how did I become this version of me? Honestly, I blame corporate. It gave me more money and less time. And shopping? Shopping became my escape from job stress, which, looking back, not the healthiest coping mechanism. Now that I'm out of corporate, I can finally see how bad it was. My habits have changed, but the question still remains. What am I actually spending my money on now? So let's get into it. I made this cute little spreadsheet because honestly, they just make me so happy. And you know, I get weird looks for saying I like spreadsheets, but hey, they keep things organized. You could do a lot of cool things in Excel, all right? Say. This though, what you're gonna see now is a very simple, nothing crazy. They're numbers, they're words, there's adding. Maybe a sum if statement. That's it. And I hate this part. Okay, because seeing spending like this is humbling. Food, so much food. And not necessarily bad, but geez, yeah, it really highlights how much money goes there. And I do feel guilty sometimes, especially knowing how much cheaper it is to cook at home. But I will absolutely defend family dinners because our parents paid for dinners for us growing up, and now we just return the favor. So no regrets there. Everything else is like, well, sushi tends to always be somewhere around $100 minimally. It hurts. It hurts every time, but it's so good. Because sushi is the one thing I don't make at home. And everything else is like minimal spending, right? Ish. Second category is clutter. It's blind boxes. I named it clutter, but it's happy clutter. It's clutter that gives me joy right now. I think they're all blind boxes. Oh, no. We have pins. We have our Chinese New Year pins here as clutter too. It technically is clutter. I don't need it. It's not a necessity, but they're cute. They're limited edition at Disneyland. They're adorable. Next category, shopping. And surprisingly, only one item. And this one was my husband actually spoiling me. It was the Mulan Sword Pandora Charm. In my defense, we didn't get ourselves anything for Christmas, and Lunar New Year's is coming up, so it's justified. Groceries were actually pretty minimal this week. We're just trying to clean up the freezer, which is honestly a challenge in itself. But or else groceries tend to be more expensive, especially since we do Costco trips and get everything in bulk. And then there's our sippy sip bucket. Yes, the boba. I know. It's kind of crazy. Okay, but here's my logic. It gets us out of the house. It gets us out of the house. It brings joy. And right now, joy is not something I'm cutting completely. In fact, I want more joy in my life. So it brings joy. Did I spend a lot on boba? Yes. Yes. Looking at this number for about a week's worth is a little ridiculous. So I do have that in the back of my mind as to how easily it can just add up over time. With that said, I'm still not cutting it out. Not completely, at least. Not completely. I'm not stopping myself or my husband from spending money entirely. Okay, I'm just more mindful now. We still enjoy little luxuries, our sippy sips, our occasional dinners out. The list doesn't include bills that they just didn't hit this week, but honestly, bills are a necessity and they don't change the lesson here. Right? It's something I have to pay to live, to survive, to keep the lights on, to keep my phone up. That's not something I can necessarily cut back on, except for like keeping electricity on, but that in itself is I try to use my waters during the day, anyways. Besides that, I know a week is a very small data window, and if I really wanted a full picture, I would track everything daily, review monthly, and have a very real money talk with my husband. But even with just 1 week, I can confidently say we spend too much money on boba. Way too much. And we probably shouldn't have eaten out that one extra time. It really wasn't necessary. It was delicious though. But if you want to see what a month or even a quarter of spending looks like for me, let me know. For now, I'm cutting back on food spending as I figure out what the next few broke months are going to look like for me. Less reacting, more intention, and maybe one less boba week. Maybe. But as always, if you like this, please subscribe, and I will see you next week for another video. All right, bye.